Hey friends, welcome back to Hobart Reviews. My name is Hobart. So today we're going to be diving deep into the world of electric scooters again as I show you the brand new Yadea Elite Prime. So get ready because today we're going to explore all of the cool features on here. I'm going to take you for a ride and show you how it rides. And we're going to see if it truly lives up to what Yadea calls the SUV of electric scooters. But before we get into the nitty gritty, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more awesome reviews like this one. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Taking a closer look at the Elite Prime's design and build quality, this scooter has a lightweight aluminum frame which keeps that weight down and the strength up. Not only does it make it easy to handle and very portable, but it also ensures that it's going to be around for many years to come. Aluminum, very resistant to corrosion, and that's why they make airplanes out of them. The Elite Prime has very high ground clearance, which is going to allow you to go off those urban streets and maybe on some of those bike trails or on some dirt roads and be able to do that with confidence. Well, it's pretty clear that Yadea has paid meticulous attention to pretty much every detail on this electric scooter, making it not only functional, but also a head turner at the same time. I mean, it looks pretty good as far as I'm concerned. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the Elite Prime's power and performance. Well, the Elite Prime has an 800-watt motor, which peaks at an impressive 1,500 watts for those 30-degree inclines you may encounter. It also delivers an extremely smooth and powerful ride. Did I mention this thing was quiet? I mean, I just can't get over how quiet it is. When you can't hear anything when you're riding at 18 miles an hour except for the wind, it's just weird, but I really like it. Now there is a catch. It does max out at a top speed of 18.6 miles an hour. Now as I've said previously, this is meant for the urban commuter, looking for comfort, looking for range, not necessarily trying to go 40 miles an hour on the sidewalks in the city to work. Nonetheless, if you do encounter any 30-degree hills while you're in your urban environment, you should have no problems with the Yadea Elite Prime. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the available speed modes on this electric scooter. So Yadea has given us the choice of 3 different speed modes on the Elite Prime. Mode 1 is going to provide you a leisurely 3.7 mile an hour top speed, but this is perfect for navigating those crowded streets and crowded areas safely. If you go to Mode 2, that's going to bump things up to 9.3 mile an hour top speed, and this is ideal for commuting in the city, on the sidewalks, and in urban environments. If you do find some open road and you can get to Mode 3, that's going to give you the maximum speed of 18.6 miles an hour, and that is a really fun riding experience. Something that I just noticed when I put it in walking mode, it looks like that it lights up the whole rear end. So your blinkers now are on solid, your tail light is on, of course your headlight is on, and that way, so when you're walking next to it at night, it's lit up the best that it can be so that you're visible, which is really cool. So when you're in walking mode, the whole rear end, everything is all lit up on the scooter. But wait, there's more. Yeah, just like an infomercial. There's a 4th mode that Yadea has given us called X mode. Now, when I was doing my unboxing video, I knew there was another mode. I just didn't know how to access it. Come to find out, you have to ride the scooter for at least 1 kilometer, and then you can go to your app and you can unlock the X mode. Now, X mode does not give you a higher top speed, but boy, does it give you a powerful punch of acceleration. All right, let's go ahead and talk about range for a minute. This is essential for any urban commuter. So the Elite Prime has an impressive 40-mile range on a single charge. That means that you can confidently navigate your daily commutes without worrying about running out of juice. Speaking of juice and charging, the 46.8 volt, 14.5 amp hour lithium-ion battery only takes about 7 to 8 hours to reach a full charge from empty. And since most of us don't ride 40 miles to work, you should be able to make the round trip without having to charge. But if you do have to charge, since most of us are at work for around 8 hours and this only takes 7 to 8 hours to charge, you should be able to get back to 100% by the time you leave work. Now I gotta say, one thing that sets the Elite Prime apart from the competition is its exceptional ride comfort. The front and rear polymer suspension system create a unique riding experience that I've never really felt before. It's springy and bouncy, yet not overly so, which provides a perfect balance between comfort and road feedback. It's kind of like floating on air while still being connected to the road beneath you. Well, of course, safety is important to all of us, and Yadea has equipped the Elite Prime with some really cool safety features. Now, they have something called the fall prevention feature, and it's a game changer. If the scooter at any point tips past 45 degrees, it will automatically cut off power to the motor, helping you slow down and possibly avoid an accident. Plus, with front drum brakes and rear mechanical brakes and the electronic braking, you can stop confidently in pretty much any situation. Now, apart from the fall prevention and the brakes, the Elite Prime also has a bright headlight, a taillight, and left and right blinkers, which ensures that you're visible to others on the road, even during those low light conditions. This is that added layer of safety that Yadea
has added to the Elite Prime for our nighttime rides.
Now let's go ahead and talk about the Smart app. So the Yadea app is available for both the iOS and Android operating systems. So you can go to your app store, download the app, and connect to your smartphone via Bluetooth. Now the app provides some good information such as your odometer reading, your battery status, your modes you can change in there. You can lock the scooter. It even has a horn on it and you can control that. Yes, it's got a horn. However though, the app sometimes is a little buggy, and I do hope that the Yadea adds a little bit more to the app later on, like features like ride tracking capabilities and some other information about the scooter. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the real thrill, the ride experience on the Yadea Elite Prime.
From the moment that I stepped on the scooter, I could really feel the quality of the scooter, the sturdiness of the frame, the well-crafted, thought-out design. Now, those swept-back handlebars are really nice. The polymer suspension is great, and I love that long, wide deck. It really makes for a comfortable ride, whether you're on a short trip around the city or if you're going on a long journey.
All right, so Yadea says that this can get up a 30-degree incline. I'm not sure what this is in front of me, but let's go ahead. I'm sure it's around 30 or more. Let's go ahead and see if the Elite Prime can get up it. I'll go ahead and floor it from a stop. 8, 9, 10 miles an hour up the hill. Nice. All right, let's go ahead and go over the modes. Right now I'm in walking mode, and walking mode is going to light up the back of your scooter. It's going to put both blinkers on and your tail light on. And this one should only get us about 3 miles an hour. So let's go ahead and see what it gives us. And you can see right there, 3 miles an hour. So let's go ahead and double click it. We'll go into the D mode. And this one's going to be good for being in an urban area where you can't really go past 10 miles an hour and you're weaving in and out of people. See how it's really easy to weave in and out. And then we can go to the sport mode. This is going to give you the full 18 miles an hour, but it's not going to give you the same acceleration as you get with the X mode. So if I slow down here and go to X mode, the acceleration is twice as fast. It's awesome. It's definitely my favorite mode for sure. Bam! V-curb, bam! One thing you definitely got to be careful of when you're at high speeds is doing what I'm doing right now and only using one hand. Because this is such a maneuverable scooter and the steering is so loose, as you can see, it's really easy to move the handlebars. I mean, I can do it with my feet basically. So when you're at 18 miles an hour, make sure you're holding on with both hands because you can get the speed wobbles pretty easily and end up crashing. It's just so smooth. I mean, this is a bumpy cart path. Every crack is a bump, but you don't hear anything. The tires are quiet going over them. The suspension isn't making any noise. All right, let's go through some slaloms here. See how maneuverable this is? You can lean into your turns. It just pulls itself up those hills. Even when you're going 18 miles an hour, it like knows that there is a hill there and just pulls you right up them. That's that extra power, that peak power pumping in. Leaning in, hitting the gas, leaning in, hitting the gas. Woo-hoo-hoo! This thing corners like crazy, man. Sharp hairpin turn. Ah! No problem. I got this baby floored. Let's go that way again. Woohoo! See how it does in the grass. It's got no problems. Woohoo! At $1499.99, the Elite Prime is priced in the mid-range of electric scooters. Now, some might consider it a bit on the higher side, but considering its build quality, performance, and range, it's a solid investment for both beginners and experienced riders alike. Plus, let's not forget about the added peace of mind of that 12-month warranty to cover anything that might go wrong. All right, so we've covered a lot of ground so far, so let's go ahead and go over the pros and the cons of the Yadea Elite Prime. Well, the build quality of this scooter is genuinely top-notch, and it's evident in every detail. A lot of thought went into the design of this electric scooter to be like an SUV, and I think they've nailed it. It's also really, really quiet. I mean, I've never ridden a scooter before that at 18 miles an hour, I literally can't hear anything. No tires, no motor, no nothing. I mean, the loudest thing on this scooter is the brakes. Now, you got to pay attention when you're coming up behind somebody because they won't be able to hear you coming either. So you got to make sure to use that bell so that people know that you're behind them. Now, speaking of the streets, the maneuverability in urban areas is just simply unmatched. The steering is so nice and loose that it allows you to be able to maneuver in between people and traffic and cars and things like that when you're in those urban environments. It's not the best for top speed because it can get a little wobbly, but when it comes to urban environments, this is incredible. Also, I like the range, 40 miles on a single charge. That allows you to confidently plan your daily commute without having to worry about recharging. So the 40 miles of range is awesome. I also like the X mode. It's one of my favorite things on this scooter. It gives you that extra punch of acceleration to get you to that top speed. It doesn't raise the top speed, but it definitely doubles that acceleration and doubles that punch when you're on your way to that top speed. My final pro here is going to be the suspension. The suspension is really nice. This is a new polymer suspension that I've never experienced before. It's not a spring, it's not a hydraulic, it doesn't make any noise. It's just quiet and soft. And when I hit bumps and curbs and things like that, it's not an impact, it's kind of like a soft bump. So the polymer suspension is really, really nice on the Yadea Elite Prime. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the cons. So on the downside, the steering can get a bit wobbly at higher speeds. It can cause speed wobbles in some cases. If you don't know what that is, that's when you're going high speeds and your handlebars just start shaking real fast and you can crash really easily. So 2 hands only, no one-handed and itch in the nose here on the Elite Prime. Also, even though the top speed is just 18.6 miles an hour, which is a little slower for my taste, I do understand why they made the decision. It's for stability and it's for safety reasons. So 18.6 miles an hour, while slower than I usually like, is fine with me. And the rear disc brakes, they are the noisiest thing on this electric scooter. Now, when I first started riding it, it was just ungodly loud. Now, over the last 20 or 30 miles, it has calmed down a little bit, but from about 5 miles an hour to stop, it's still extremely loud. And it's kind of annoying when you've got such a quiet scooter and then you go put on the brakes and it's like squeaking all loud. So please do something about those rear mechanical brakes. Also, I think that the app could use some more improvements, especially in terms of customization and retaining settings and ride tracking capabilities. When it comes to retaining settings, I have all the settings set in my app, but when I turn on the scooter, it is in kilometers per hour and it is in speed mode 3. I've got speed mode X and miles per hour set in my app. So I still have to manually go in and change the settings every time I turn on the scooter. So after spending some quality time with the Yadea Elite Prime, what's my final verdict? Well, I must say that Yadea truly lives up to its claim of creating the SUV of electric scooters. The Elite Prime's high build quality, comfortable ride, and impressive range make it a great choice for urban commuters and adventure seekers alike. Though it does have a few drawbacks, they are outweighed by its many strengths. So if you're in the market for a reliable and versatile electric scooter that offers both comfort and performance, the Yadea Elite Prime is definitely worth considering. Now, I've put a link down below in the description if you'd like to go ahead and purchase the Yadea Elite Prime. And before we wrap things up, I want to hear from you. Have you tried the Elite Prime? Do you have any questions about the scooter? Go ahead and let me know down in the comments, and I'm going to do my very best to respond to each and every one of you. Well, thanks so much for joining me on this epic journey exploring the Yadea Elite Prime electric scooter. If you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Make sure to hit that notification bell as well, so anytime I put out a video in the future, you will be notified. Well, until next time, my friends, my name is Hobart for Hobart's Reviews. Happy riding, stay safe, and have a fantastic day.